What's up everyone? I'm Matt with Ozark Overland Adventures, and in this video I thought I'd give you an update. I have had the Gladiator for a year and 3 months now, and I did a full walk around video right after I got it built, and there's been some significant upgrades since then. So I thought I'd walk around, do another walk around video, tell you what I've changed and why, and for the things I haven't changed, tell you how they're holding up, and overall what I think of the Gladiator. So that's the plan for this video. Hope you enjoy it. Ozark Overland Adventures is proudly supported by the More Expo, the Midwest's #1 adventure travel consumer expo. Artemis Overland Hardware. They have one of the largest selections of overlanding gear available. Big Iron Overland Rally, where Overland Expo meets Music Festival. Shop Overland Apparel, your source for Ozark Overland Adventures merchandise and more. Open Road 4-Wheel Drive, makers of affordable, high-quality winches and recovery gear. Outback RV of Texas, the best place for overland adventure trailers. And Moon, makers of the Moonshade portable awning. All right, I'm gonna do this handheld walking around, so let's see how this goes. The most significant changes on the Gladiator have happened up front and underneath. Up front, I have replaced, I started with a factory bumper, then I got a different bumper by J.C. Whitney, ran it for a while. Didn't like how wide that one was, did not like how tall the winch set up, because it was not a recessed winch. And I saw this bumper by Relentless Fabrication at Overland Expo West, and as soon as I saw it, I instantly knew this is the bumper that I wanted to have on my Gladiator. And I just love the way this bumper looks. It checks off all the boxes. It is quite narrow, very nice stubby. It has provisions for the factory fog lights, which I love. It has very strong recovery points. It's got a bull bar hoop that's not just really tall, and I like that. And most importantly, it has a recessed winch mount. My previous bumper with the upper winch couldn't use my front-facing camera very well because it blocked the view of it. Now I've got my camera back, and I absolutely love it. They've got provisions here specifically for the Baja Designs S1s. I think that's what these are, the S1s. But they've got cut out specifically for these lights, so I did put these lights in there. And then at Expo Pacific Northwest, in addition to the bumper, met these guys with Yankum Ropes, yankum.com. They had this new fair lead called the Groove Fair Lead that it allows you to do away with all metal recovery points on your winch line. So no big hook, no big thimble, no big, massive metal piece there on the end of your winch line that if you have a rope breakage or a shackle break or something, there's zero kinetic energy in this to fling something back and potentially hurt somebody. So it's completely metalless, and it holds your winch line. Absolutely love that. Got to use that in Colorado on a recovery for myself, and it worked great. The Open Road 4-Wheel Drive Panther Series 2 winch continues to serve me very well. I just continue to be very impressed with this winch. I love it. Still rocking the Denali D1s up front. Those are fantastic lights. They have served me very well. And then the suspension. The suspension has changed. I took out the Rock Crawler suspension and replaced it with the Clayton Off-Road. The Clayton Off-Road 3.5-inch premium kit, and oh my gosh, the difference is amazing. These springs hold the weight so much better than the Rock Crawler springs did, especially in the rear, because once I loaded this down, the Rock Crawler springs really started to sag. I actually had to replace my 3-inch springs with 4-inch springs just to regain the lift height. But these handled the weight incredibly well. So I've got the Clayton 3.5-inch kit, and golly, their control arms are unreal. How beefy these things are, and they flex like crazy. I get more flex out of this than did the rock crawler. The flex out of this lift is just unreal, and it performs incredibly well off-road. The newest thing that I have here are these adjustable reservoir shocks by Elka. I put these on right before my recent Colorado trip, and I'm absolutely in love with these shocks. They are adjustable. You've got about 10 or 11 points of adjustment for both the hard and the soft compression, so you can dial them into your liking. And I've got the soft compression set on about 7, because that controls the body roll and going over whoops and that sort of thing. And then the hard compression I've got set on like 3 or 4 right now, because that really soaks up the ruts and the bumps and gravel roads and stuff. It really rides amazing. I'm in love with those shocks. These are the rear Elka shocks. I mean, look, that shock is just massive. It's got the reservoir there. See if I can get a inside view of it from there. But man, I just can't speak highly enough for those Elka shocks. They are fantastic. Also new underneath are the tires. I started out with 37-inch Milestar Patagonia MTs, and I'm now rocking the brand new Milestar Patagonia MT02s. The 02 version is a little bit different compound. They've tweaked the compound. The original MTs had a reputation for being incredible off-road, but wearing fast and sometimes uneven on pavement. Well, the new compound in the 02s takes care of that, and so we've put, gosh, almost 10,000 miles on these tires, and they're wearing and very evenly. They're wearing very, very nicely, and I'm incredibly pleased with that. Still got the Vision Manx wheels. Happy with those. They have obviously taken quite the beating and have tons of rock rash on them, but I mean, they've been great wheels. I have had no complaints out of them whatsoever. Still got the Ace Engineering rock sliders, and as you can see, after a year, I mean, those things are just scratched up like crazy. And man, those things will take a beating, and they work in conjunction with the Rubicon rails, so you get kind of double protection. And I mean, I beat the crap out of them, and they're fantastic. Still rocking the KC Highlights Gravity Pro 6 light bar. No complaints out of it. It is a very nice, very solid light bar. Still got the AEV snorkel. Love that thing. Looks great, performs great. I mean, I've been through some really deep water in this thing, and obviously never had an issue. Well, let's see. Oh, I get asked all the time about my tires being in the factory spare tire location, and yes, I do have a 38-inch tire up under my Gladiator, and that is because of the, and I can't really get it very good on camera, but the Clayton off-road adjustable rear track bar has a bend in it that allows you to fit a larger spare tire. I don't think you go, you definitely couldn't get a 40 under there, maybe a smaller 39, but the 38-inch fits just perfectly. So yay for Clayton off-road. I started, as far as the bed rack goes, with a Rebel off-road half rack. And I mean, it was a good rack. It was just a normal rack. But I have since changed to the Extrusion Overland XTR1 bed rack. It is extruded aluminum. It is modular. It is customizable. So I've got this at about, I'd say 3/4 height with the roof of the Gladiator. And I think that's a great height for what I like to do. But I got really frustrated, trying to access gear that's sitting right here with my Rebel off-road rack, because there's no way to get to it without climbing in the back of the Gladiator, and I got sick of that. So the extrusion rack allows me to do that, and that is a game changer to be able to access your stuff. I even took some extra extrusion that I had here and made this platform, and if I don't have anything on it, I can raise it up out of the way if need be, get to my batteries over there, get to my air compressor, get to my gear that I keep down here. So that's been awesome. Just the things you can do with this bed rack are really only limited by your imagination. It is so incredible. Still rocking the aux beam lights on the sides, the ambers on the back, those are working really well. 5-pound propane tank on a power tank mount inside the extrusion rack, that is serving me very well. Still, after 34,000 miles, the Global Road Outdoors kitchen slide is doing fantastic. I don't know if I can get this done out one-handed. I don't think I can. Oh, here we go. Oh, I can't. Hold on. There we go. So this serves as a fantastic kitchen platform off the back of the Gladiator. The fridge still slides out. This is my cooking area still with the mountain hatch. Tailgate table piece here. This is awesome for cooking on. Basically turns your whole tailgate into a cutting board, and I love it. But I mean, after 30,000 miles and tons of trail abuse, this slide here from Global Road Outdoors, same company that makes my tent, has been awesome. The Iceco VL75 Pro dual zone fridge has also been incredible. That thing has seen some mega dust. It's even had water up in here on one of my water crossings. That water did get up in here as I was backing out from kind of being hung up on a water crossing. And man, this fridge is just incredible. It has served me so well, and it's lasted a year now, maybe a little over a year now, with some serious abuse in the back of the Gladiator. I never take it out. It's always in there, so rain, shine, hot, cold, doesn't matter. That fridge has been back here and is working incredibly well. Still got the H3R fire extinguishers both here and inside. This is new. This is actually a case from Harbor Freight. Extrusion Overland has these recessed mounting points here. So if you do mount a case like that on your rack, it's not sticking way out here, which gets hung up on things and is kind of annoying. But this is where all my recovery gear is now. I got soft shackles, tree strap, my air up hose, my I've got a traditional snatch block here. I've got a new where is it? Here we go. A new one of these style snatch blocks made for synthetic line from Overland Vehicle Systems. I picked this up at Expo Pacific Northwest from trailrecon.com booth, and haven't had a chance to use that yet, but I like it so much better than a traditional snatch block, especially for synthetic. Keep fire starter, gloves, trash bags, more fire starter stuff. This is just kind of general camp stuff. Tire repair kit there. So all that stuff lives in this easy to access container here. I always say it is critically important that if you're out wheeling, that your recovery gear is easy to get to. So don't keep it in the back of your rig. Don't keep under your seats. Don't keep it inside somewhere, such that if you're in a recovery situation, you may or may not be able to access your recovery gear. So make sure that your recovery gear is in a spot that is easily accessed. So that's why mine lives up there. Still got the Global Road Outdoors Sidekick 1. This is their Gen 2 version. That tent I just continue to be in love with. I can't speak highly enough for that tent. I have slept so many nights in that tent in the last year, and it is so comfortable. It does so well. It is good in the wind. It's super fast to set up. It's super fast to take down, and I absolutely love that tent. This thing, I get asked what this antenna is for. That is for my High Boost. It is a cell booster antenna by High Boost, and it works. I'm not just like crazy in love with it, but it does improve my cell signal at times, and I leave it up there because it does work pretty much So, yeah. Another new thing that I have added are skid plates from Asphere Off-Road. They are aluminum, and man, you can see the bottom of that one. The gas tank skid there, and the transfer case skid. There's the engine skid. I have been beating the crap out of these things, and they are wonderful. Just some added protection down there underneath all the vital components. Especially, I mean, if on a Wrangler or Gladiator you get no other additional skid plate, get the engine skid. The engine and oil pan skid is vulnerable. Does not, the stock Gladiators and Wranglers do not come with an engine and oil pan skid. So get that if nothing else. My two 100 amp hour anti-gravity batteries are doing incredible, powering everything in the back of my Gladiator. They are actually overkill for my needs, but I'm never in a position where I'm lacking power, so that is fantastic. They continue to be charged by the Red Arc BCDC 1250. I cannot speak highly enough of this little charger and powering these 200 amp hour batteries. It's just such a fantastic combination. And then the air compressor is actually new. I had a Smitty built back here for a long time, but airing up 438-inch tires, it just wasn't quite cutting it. So got this 10.6 air compressor from Morflate, and it does fantastic. It rivals my wife's ARB Twin for airing up 438s the fastest. So very impressed with this compressor too. These mini traction boards from Bunker Industries, they do really well. Those are what I use for leveling. Obviously I don't use these in a recovery situation, but that's what I use for leveling, and they work great. They're just the right size, and they fit great on the rack. You may notice if you watch my original walk around video, I had full-size traction boards here on this side of the rack, and I'm obviously not carrying those anymore because I never used them. I've got the winch. I don't wheel in, desert environments where there's no winch points, so I don't carry full-size traction boards anymore because I don't need them, and they just took up space. And I'm not the type that's just going to carry them because they look cool. The Rotopacks, it works. I've also got, I don't have it with me, I've got the Armadillo bag. I use that in Colorado. I put it here. I like the Armadillo bag better than the Rotopacks. So, but I've still got that mounted because it's still 2 extra gallons of fuel. Let's go inside the Jeep. There hasn't really been anything major that's changed in here. Still got the hot heads headliners. Those do a fantastic job of keeping the road noise down, keeping it a little cooler in here, and obviously do a great job of holding patches. I do have one that's fallen off over there, but that's because of the adhesive, not because of the hot heads headliner. The aux beam switch panel is continuing to serve me very, very well. It's fantastic. Got no complaints with that. Super easy install. I mean, probably the easiest way to add auxiliary switches to your vehicle, no matter what brand of vehicle you're running. That's great. The bullet point mounting solutions, phone and GoPro holder, also external speaker for my radio is up there. This is man, I cannot speak highly enough of this phone mount. It does incredibly well. Nothing rattles, nothing moves, and it does exactly what it's supposed to. And it's cheaper than a lot of the competition. What else? Garmin InRange Mini. That's what I use for my comms. If I need to, text my wife when I'm out without cell phone signal, that sort of thing. It works. My wife actually has a new thing called a Zoleo that we got at Expo Pacific Northwest, and we've been testing it, comparing it to the Garmin InRange Mini. And I like the Zoleo better. So we may have 2 Zoleos in the future, because I may get rid of that and get a Zoleo. And I did have a Midland. Started with the MXT400, then went to the MXT500 that was mounted right here. But as you can see, that's now gone, and I have replaced that with the Midland MXT575. So that guy just sits there. All the controls are on the mic. The mic plugs in there, and then the bass unit is hidden under the steering wheel up in there. I'm not going to take that off and show you because I have a whole install video on that, but my radio is actually up in there. Then I've got an extension wire that everything is controlled there, and it works perfectly. Still got the grab handles here by Super-E. You can get these off Amazon. I'll try to put links to everything that I can in the description. So if you like what you see here, just go click on it and get it for yourself, because these have been fantastic. Nice sturdy handles to get in and out here. I don't think I've still got the JCR Molly panel with the fire extinguisher back there, still serving me very, very well. No complaints out of it. I think that's it for the inside. The only new addition really is, I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but I've got this brand new crack that goes from up here all the way down to here. And so I know I'm gonna start getting comments of that in the videos. I got this on the last day of our Colorado trip. A rock flew off the back of a semi and nailed me. So I'm gonna have to get that fixed sooner than later, because that's just, I mean, it's right in my field of vision and very annoying. Up underneath, I am running the Oxbeam RGB rock lights. They do really good on the trail, just keeping the trail illuminated under the Jeep. I've got that one there, and I've got two more. I don't know if you can see them very well. Two more up under the sides of the Gladiator. Those rock lights are serving me very well. I did re-gear the Gladiator to 529s. The factory 410s just weren't cutting it with the 37s. And with me going up to 38s and pulling the trailer that we have, that just wasn't going to cut it. So did re-gear to 529s with I think nitro gears. Yeah, I think nitros from Mud Connections in Little Rock. They did the install for me. Fantastic people. If you are in Arkansas and looking for a trusted place to re-gear your rig, doesn't matter if it's Jeep, Toyota, Lexus, Nissan, Land Rover, whatever. Mud Connections in Little Rock. Fantastic people, and they do incredible work. Well, I think that's it. That was a pretty quick update, but there's been some significant changes since last time, and they have made a massive difference. The Clayton lift, the Milestar 38-inch tires, the Elka shocks, the Reliance bumper, the extrusion bed rack. Man, the Gladiator is just better than ever. After owning it for a little over a year, do I have any regrets with the Gladiator? No, absolutely not. I get asked all the time, would I ever go back to a Wrangler? And for myself, no, I would not. I just love the Gladiator platform. It is probably, I mean, arguably the best overlanding platform. So if you want to build a rig that can handle the trails, plenty of space to live out of, be very comfortable, I don't think there's a better vehicle out there than a Gladiator for that. I just don't. And it's not because I'm Jeep biased, but I just haven't found one that can do what these can do. They're just incredible. Wrangler versus Gladiator on hardcore trails. Obviously Wrangler, because the Gladiator's got the longer breakover angle and departure angle. So that is obviously a little bit of a hindrance, but I have proven the capabilities of this thing. Running trails like Pritchett Canyon in Moab, Cliffhanger Trail in Moab, Hell's Revenge. Hell's Gate was just a cakewalk. Doing this escalator on Hell's Revenge was a cakewalk on this thing. We just got back from Colorado. The video just came out where we ran Holy Cross. Man, this thing conquered Holy Cross just amazingly well. So, for a serious off-road rig, yes, the Gladiator can definitely hold its own. Has a few limitations that you gotta work out, that you gotta just learn how to deal with. But once you do, this will be my vehicle. I'm just in love with the Gladiator, and you can see I have. I have banged up these rear. These are the factory rock rails. This is the aftermarket bumper. This is the I forgot to mention the bumper. This is the the JC Whitney rear bumper. Man, I've been really pleased with this thing. No complaints. I do want to replace it with the Reliance fabrication bumper just because it is a lot slimmer in this area, and it moves the receiver hitch up into the bumper area, which, I mean, you can see this thing is just all bent and scratched because this is the lowest point and kind of serves it as a skid plate back here. So, but I mean, this bumper has served me very well. But as you can see, I have definitely abused it on the rocks. So, but if you've got any questions about the Gladiator, be sure and drop those in the comments. Happy to answer anything that I can about the Gladiator itself, about how I've got it built, how it's doing, suggestions for different mods, that sort of thing. Put those in the comments. And if you know a vehicle that is a better overlanding rig, don't go full size on me, because the full size is not going to fit down the trails that I go on. But I'll just go ahead and say it. Tacoma doesn't come close. ZR2 comes close, but you can't build them up like this. So you're limited. You're not going to run 38s on a ZR2 without some major mods and major chopping of things. Nissan Frontier, good truck, but like the Toyota, nah, not gonna do what the Gladiator can do. Really, airplane? Always got to be an airplane. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this was helpful, especially if you're a Gladiator owner, and if you're looking for a potential new rig. I highly recommend the Gladiator Rubicon specifically. The Rubicon, the Gladiator Rubicon platform has just been fantastic. I've had zero issues out of it. I've got 35,000 miles on it now, with no issues. It has been flawless, and I have abused this truck a lot, and it's doing fantastic. So anyway, if you would give the video a like, I'd appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Hit that bell notification. That we've got so many cool stuff coming up, so you don't want to miss it. For Ozark Overland Adventures merchandise, like my Be Kind shirt, go to shopoverlandapparel.com. And if you like the content that we are creating, you like the gear reviews and the trip videos and the inspirational stuff that we're doing, the tutorials that we put out to help you, help you on your journey and your adventure, and you want to support us, you want access to special content that we do, special events that we do, get access to all of our GPS data, check out the Patreon link in the description and consider that. We definitely appreciate that. They are a huge part of why we're able to do what we do on this channel. So we appreciate them. But thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.